Well, hello there. Welcome into today's video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about stepping into the new year with intention. We're going to be diving into really understanding how to be able to cultivate a success mindset and how to be able to take massive and perfect action towards your goals as coaches, as course creators, as online service providers, to be able to monetize your expertise and create profitable and sustainable online courses and coaching programs. So as we approach 2025, I want you to really start thinking about what you want to celebrate this time next year. And as you're kind of thinking about that, I also want to encourage you to stop and just really think about everything that you've accomplished in 2024. When I kind of think about my goals in 2024 and think about did I accomplish all of the things that I set out to be able to accomplish when I started the year? Excuse me, as I'm looking down for just a second, I want to make sure that we are streaming live and you can hear me and see me okay on YouTube. And Bella saying hello to you as well, my little kitty cat. I want to make sure that we are streaming live and you can hear me okay over on YouTube as well as Facebook. So if you're just tuning in, I want to welcome you. Say hello. Let me know where you're tuning in from. And I will give you a quick hello there as well. Hang on one second. And we will dive into today's topic. So I hope you all had wonderful celebrations with your family over the holidays. And we are still kind of in this holidays. We just passed Christmas. I see one person has tuned in. So hello, thank you so much for joining us. And let me just check the Facebook groups. If you can hear me and see me okay, the audio is coming through, please go ahead and give me some love on this live so I know that everything is working okay. I would very much appreciate that. And let me just check the Facebook page over at Shannon Martell Coaching, and we will dive in. Thank you for bearing with me while we're doing all of the tech checks. I like that, tech checks. All right. So it looks like everything is streaming properly. I will go ahead and make sure that I'm following this as well on my phone. So if I don't see the comments coming up, I can catch them on the phone. Let me see. There we go. Okay. So I was thinking about the goals for 2024 and where we have come so far in this year. And I thought this would be a great opportunity to hop on and go live with you and connect with you and kind of just see how you're thinking about 2024, how you're feeling about what you've been able to accomplish so far, what you weren't able to check off that list yet, and how you're feeling about that, and give you some tips to be able to start the year 2025 off strong. So kind of answering that question as, did I complete all of the things that I set out to achieve in 2024? And my answer is a big hell no. Hell no, I didn't. And my goals are big and audacious and way more than one person can possibly or humanly achieve in 1 year. But that's the beauty of it, right? Because we get to define our goals and we get to set ourselves up for success every single day. And it's important to know that your goals and your dreams are always going to continue to evolve and expand over time. And that's a beautiful thing, right? We always want to continue to grow and excel. And as life changes, as your experiences change, your circumstances change, your goals are going to change. They're going to continually shift. And that's what we want. We want them to keep growing and keep expanding and keep evolving over time, because that's the beauty of life, right? Is that we get this opportunity to be able to create the best possible version of ourselves and of the lives that we get to choose to live today. But it really all starts with intention. So while I didn't get to achieve, the phenomenal growth, from an income perspective, from serving the thousands of clients that I aspire to serve all over the world, to creating all of the phenomenal health and relationships I definitely that I want to create, I definitely made a huge dent in that goal. So I want to celebrate myself for that. And I want you to celebrate yourself for that, because as long as you keep showing up, that's the hardest part, right? Is to show up, to do the dang thing already. Let me know if this is resonating with you. That's the hardest part. But as long as we keep working at it day after day, year after year, those actions, those small baby steps that you take every single day start to have a compound effect. And before you know it, those goals start to get turned into reality. So that's what we're kind of talking about today. If you haven't met me, my name is Shannon Martell, and I am an ex-corporate exec turned into online business owner. As of 2019, I left my 23-ish years in my corporate career, where I was very successful in my corporate career and everything that looked like success on the outside, but on the inside, I was burned out. I was overwhelmed. I was just riddled with anxiety and stress, and my health really took a hard hit for it. And then I ended up hospitalized for 11 days. And during those 11 days, I couldn't even tolerate light. I was in so much pain at the time and suffering. And I knew that I just could not continue on that way, right? I knew that, there was something inside of me that was called for something more, that really wanted to be able to make impact on a global scale and really help people through overcoming the things that I'd been able to overcome in my life, and turning that pain into purpose, right? Empowering yourself and learning how to leverage everything, all of those learnings, all of those lessons that you've been able to experience over time, and make something good out of it, right? And that's what I always aspire to do, is be able to help other people to stand in their power and step into their genius and be able to create thriving businesses and being able to get paid for doing what you love doing the most, right? I believe that we are all have been given gifts and talents and expertise, and we are all called to be able to serve other people. And only you can do that job that you have been called to do. You are the perfect person for the perfect client, your soul client that needs you. So this video is coming a little bit stronger today versus my normal educational video, because I feel like I have been dimming my light a little bit, so to speak. So I need to walk my talk, right? Not just, tell you what you should do, but I need to be that leading example of not dimming my light, right? So this is, been on my heart and my mind for like really, thinking about where we're at in our life and asking yourself that question, like, are you living up to your potential? Are you doing the work that you have been called to do in this world? Or at least, are you on your way to doing that work and building that business and really serving people and making the impact that you desire to make? Are you showing up for yourself? And if not, why? Why? If you like this video while I'm thinking about it, go ahead and give this video a love. If you like what we're talking about, this topic so far, if you have any questions as we're going along, go ahead and drop those questions in the comments below. I respond to all of my comments. I love to hear from you. I love to hear what's on your hearts and in your minds. And if you want to subscribe to my channel, I invite you to not only hit the subscribe bell, but go ahead and like this video, so you are the first ones to be able to get notified when more videos like this drop each and every week, as well as it helps the algorithm know that you like this video. So it pushes it out to be able to get in front of other people that need more content, that need more heartfelt, real authentic content, and, not just to inspire you, but to educate you and then to empower you to step into that bold leader that you are truly created to be. Grab some water. So before we dive in anymore, I want to hear from you. I want to know, what questions do you have as you're kind of thinking about setting up yourself for success in 2025? I want to know what questions that you have about creating your goals for 2025. So feel free to drop them in the comments as we go along, whether or not it's already on your mind or something sparks your thought, or you have a question as we're going along. I want you to go ahead and drop those in the comments below. So what we're going to be covering into today's video are, one, reflecting on your goals. So kind of, again, analyzing where you are at, what you've accomplished so far in 2024, what you want to accomplish in 2025, really understanding, there's a thing about in any kind of creation, whether you are creating a recipe, we did a lot of baking with my family over the holidays, and whether or not it was, creating a recipe, or you're creating a business, or you're, creating any kind of transformation, whether it be in your health, your relationships, your business, we want to start with what we call like a hypothesis. So that's basically kind of coming up with a plan of action, having a target that you are, kind of, if you even break it down as simple as a recipe, we wanted to bake a particular Christmas cookie for Christmas. So we found and did the research on coming up with a particular recipe that looked like it would have the outcome. They looked good, they looked yummy, they looked like they smelled yummy and tasted yummy. So we came up with an outline of a plan and the ingredients and the action steps that we would need to take to get the outcome of the incredible, delicious, yummy Christmas cookie, right? And so, this is what you want to think about, like in any area of your life, is kind of identifying what the overarching goal is, AKA the Christmas cookie. Did you do any baking? Give me a 1 in the comments below if you did any baking, either yourself or with your family. So it all starts with kind of reflecting with what that goal is, and then creating that outline or that hypothesis of, AKA the ingredients that you're going to need and the action steps that are required for you to take to assemble those ingredients to be able to get the desired outcome, really. So that's, kind of like the definition of this hypothesis, of this plan that you are, kind of forecasting. This is where I want to go, and here are the steps that are going to get me from where I'm at right now, which we refer to in the coaching industry as point A, to point B, which is the ultimate goal or ultimate destination that you want to take. So, we formulate this hypothesis of where it is, of it's going to be required to be able to get there. So we're going to be talking about those goals and how to create those goals. We're also going to be talking about something that has allowed me, I think it's most important, more than anything, more than the plan, more than the goal. I think what's really, really important are your daily habits for success. So these are the things that you do day in and day out that help you to build these success habits, that help you to build routines that are going to set yourself up for the best possible success, for having the best possible outcome. So again, whether that is in any kind of transformation, whether it's transforming your health, your relationships, your business, it's all about the choices that we make every single day that help us to either achieve that success and that result or not, right? So we're going to be diving into that in today's video. And then we're going to dive into what I call choosing your pain wisely. So without diving into that too much right now, I just kind of want to paint the picture of, even if you think about like working out, everything has a cost associated, right, with it. It has a cost of, of some sort of pain. It's either the pain of staying stuck where you're at, or that's a pain of what it takes to go through that process of transformation to get the ultimate result. So we're going to dive into how to understand that, and then how to choose your particular pain wisely. Again, so you are able to achieve your ultimate goal of the transformation. We're also going to be diving into a methodology that I use to really help prioritize that goal. So that plan that you have, and really prioritizing the daily success habits that are going to feed into that ultimate transformation. So we're going to be talking about that. And then we're going to be talking about actually taking action. So now that you've prioritized, you've identified what your goal is, you've prioritized those daily success steps that you're going to take, then we're going to be talking about the actual action that you're taking towards those dreams, and then how to analyze that action to understand what worked, what didn't work, and how to continue to improve day after day. And then finally, towards the end of this video or this live stream today, we are going to then wrap up and have some time for Q&A. So again, if this is something you're interested in, this, you are in the right place. If at all you are considering, setting yourself up for success and unlocking that success mindset so you can achieve your goals in 2025, then you are in the right place. So why, we've talked about what this training is about. So I want to talk about like why this training is important for you, why this video is important for you to listen to. So whether or not as we're entering this new year, it's really crucial to be clear about your intentions and to build these habits for success over achieving your goals. So by being able to focus on these areas now and giving yourself, this time to really, visualize what you want to be celebrating when we get to the end of 2025, and think about the wins that you want to celebrate, the accomplishments that you want to celebrate with you and your family, kind of thinking about like sitting around the dinner table or going out to a special dinner and really just savoring those moments, those breakthroughs that you had, and all those things that you're able to again, check off your list and, the particular areas that are specific to you, that are meaningful to you, your goals, not my goals, not your brother's goals, your mother's goals, your father's goals, or your spouse's goals. These are your goals, like what's important to you, right? What you want to be proud of for yourself at the end of 2025 and beyond for being able to accomplish. So by focusing on these areas now, you can really create this hypothesis and this roadmap for success that leads you to celebrating these achievements by this time next year, right? So how good does that feel to know that you can walk in by doing this work now, by prioritizing your goals, and by really planning it out and planning out that roadmap and the steps that you are going to take? Think about how good that's going to feel as you walk into 2025, knowing exactly what steps to be able to take to be able to achieve those big, audacious goals and dreams, right? How good is that going to feel to know that you have a plan, right? Versus winging it. And believe me, I've been in that boat. I have, shown up and not really shown up for myself and gone that path of winging it, and it never works out like you expect to. You waste so much time trying to figure out what you're supposed to be doing, and that's not a plan for success. It's a plan for survival. We don't want to survive, we want to thrive. So let's think about that, and really kind of through this time of reflection, just really kind of thinking about where I was when I first started my business, and to where I am now, and all of that's transformed in my life. Really, I've faced so many challenges early on, and especially, it wasn't a transition of, oh, I just retired from corporate and decided, here's my next venture. That was not my story. Unfortunately, that was not my story. But fortunately, my story served me, right? I allowed it to serve me because I had such incredible burnout. Again, as I mentioned earlier in the video, I landed in the hospital for 11 days. I had more diagnoses than I could even count, more medications that I was given than I even care to even think about, multiple different medications, because my body was truly shutting down. I was experiencing chronic pain, chronic illness, migraines, insomnia. I wasn't eating, I wasn't sleeping, everything hurt. It hurt to even have the lights on in my house or the windows open. There was just so much incredible pain. And, I went to doctor appointment after doctor appointment. I had more doctor's appointments in my calendar than I had anything else. And it's not a fun place to be. And my heart really goes out to you if you are in that boat. I have just lost my father to cancer earlier in August, actually, of this year. And now my mother has been diagnosed with cancer. So, that's also one reason, I wanted to be able to create a business that could work around I could live my life around my business, not the other way around, is because I wanted to be there for my loved ones. So, as we're kind of thinking about that, thinking about your business and your goals and your intentions and what you want to do at this time, like really thinking about your why is a big piece of it. And, my why of wanting to be there with my family was a huge one. But at that time, I couldn't even take care of myself hardly, with much less have the capacity or the energy or the mindset even to be able to take care of other family members. So when I think about, where I was, back in 2019, going into 2025. So, 5 years, like think about how what your life can look like in 5 years from now, a year from now, 10 years from now, if you really start to prioritize and make better choices that align with the goals that you desire. So, that is something now. Unfortunately, my mom's calendar is full of these doctor's appointments now because she has been diagnosed with cancer. But the point is that, you know, starting small, starting with a plan, like you can totally transform and be in a whole different place in a very short period of time. It doesn't have to take 5 years, right? It doesn't have to take 5 years. It can take, our bodies, our minds, our spirits have the ability to transform like instantly by making better choices. So to give you some steps here to take this from, just another chat that you're listening to, or motivational video, if that's, what you will call it here, I want to give you some actionable steps, because it's not just all about hearing the mindset and hearing like the possibility. It's about us taking action. So the first thing I want you to do is really reflect on your goals. I want you to think about what success is going to look like for you in 2025. And I want you to kind of think about 3 specific goals that you want to achieve by the end of the year. And kind of when you're looking at goals, some of the things that we really tend to look at is, if you could pick one goal and have 3 particular goals for that particular one category, or you can look at it across the board. And what do I mean by that? I mean, kind of thinking about the primary areas of your life and thinking about, your health. So if you have like buckets per se, if we were looking in that first bucket of what makes you you, right? Because for me, again, I couldn't take care of anybody, hardly myself. I was surviving day by day because my health was so bad. I had been diagnosed with a fatal illness and given 2 to 5 years left to live. It created my will. I did all this stuff and I believed it, right? I was, that can be another topic for another time on the steps that I took to really transform my health, but I had to prioritize my health first, right? It's kind of like putting that oxygen mask on when you're in the airplane. Like you really have to make sure you're prioritizing you first and your health first, or you're not going to be nothing else is going to work. Like you can't take care of other people. You can't build a thriving business. You can't do all the things if your health is falling apart, right? Because your body will quit when it's not getting what it needs from you. It will. It's just the reality of it. Like you can only push for so long before things start to break down, right? So like kind of thinking about your vehicle. If you don't put gas in it and you don't put oil in it and you don't do all of the things to maintain it so it can run properly, it will break down, right? So we're the same way. So I want you to kind of think about like, what are those goals that you have for health? Kind of drop them below here. Maybe you're looking to overcome smoking. Maybe you're smoking and you want to stop smoking, or you want to stop drinking. Maybe you want to lose, 15, 20 or more pounds, right? Maybe you want to really be able to get in a better headspace, right? Maybe you've been really down and negative in the negative thought process and spiral, and you're just over it, and you want to start being more optimistic and being more positive and having a different outlook on life. It doesn't matter, right? Those are all fall in the health goals, but kind of, and I remember one question my son had asked me a long time ago, when I was in that, negative rock bottom space was, what my goals were. And at the time I didn't even have an answer besides not have a headache, right? I was so stuck in my pain versus my purpose that I couldn't even see beyond that. But it triggered me. It really triggered me to be like, what happened to that girl that was on fire and, had big audacious goals and dreams and made them happen? Where does she go? I want her back. Like, I want her back, and I want her better than ever. So that was the first thing, was to really prioritize taking care of myself and start eating better and start taking different supplements and start exercising daily and drinking a lot of water and prioritizing my sleep. So kind of thinking about that for you, what does that look like for you? How do you want to feel, right? How do you want to feel in your body? Do you want to reduce discomfort in your body? Do you want to reduce dis-ease in your body? Really think about that and think about what is possible for you. And then the next kind of bucket that we look at is in the wealth category. So thinking about that for you, where do you want to be in 2025? How much money do you want to save? Is there a credit card that you want to pay off? Do you want to pay down your mortgage? If you have a mortgage, do you want to buy a house? Do you want to start a business? Do you want to be able to retire your 9 to 5 and be able to create your own business and be an entrepreneur? Think about that. What kind of legacy do you want to leave for your family? What steps do you want to take towards creating that legacy for your family? Do you want to create generational wealth? Maybe that's too big for you to even think about. Maybe you have a lot of clients that when they first come to me, their goal is to create my business and sign my first client. Maybe it's to start generating your first $1,000 a month or $2,000 a month or $10,000 a month, right? We all start at different places in our journey, but the point is we all have to start somewhere. We all start from the same place. We may not all have the same skill sets, right? Because we all come from different backgrounds and different experiences and so forth. So we may not all start from the same place as far as that is concerned, but that's okay. We all start at the beginning, right? So thinking about what that goal is for you in that wealth category and getting really crystal clear about what would be really awesome in 2025, December 27th or December 31st of 2025, to be able to celebrate accomplishing that goal, or at least making huge progress and towards, achieving that ultimate goal. The next area that we look at is relationships. So, is there a relationship that you want to really cultivate and improve? Maybe it's a relationship with your significant other. Maybe it's a relationship with a parent or a child. Maybe it's a friend. Maybe you want to start dating. Maybe you are single right now and you want to start dating and find that soulmate partner for you. So kind of thinking about those relationship goals. So, again, kind of thinking about your 3 overarching goals. I particularly look at my area of health, my area of wealth, and my area of relationships. So let me know what those are for you and drop them down in the comments below. The next step here is you're setting up your daily habits for success. So really, for me, what's really, really helped to transform my life and my overall health, I'm not on any medications, by the way, anymore. Like once in a while, I might have to take like a Motrin or an Aleve or something like that if I start to feel a little bit of discomfort, but I usually know why. Like maybe I didn't drink enough water, or I didn't get enough physical activity in that causes a lot of like discomfort in my body. So, kind of, quickly identifying what that culprit is and then getting back and course correcting is what's key for me. But it all started with my mindset, man. Like my mindset, like what I don't even like to think about, what life looked like 5 years ago. But I used to wake up and immediately was triggered by thinking of overwhelming anxiety and crushing just stress and pain, and immediately would like get a headache. And, now I don't. Now I wake up and I try to focus on what I'm grateful for and, really what I get to achieve and accomplish through the day. And it's having a success plan for you a routine, a ritual that starts your day off with gratitude changes the tone for your entire day. So thinking about, whether it is meditating, it's having a gratitude list and kind of like whether you're thinking it or you're writing it, but list like maybe 3 to 5 things that you're grateful for. Back in those days in 2018, 2019, like if I could just write down that I was thankful for my cup of coffee, or I was thankful for my pillow, or I was thankful that the sun came up, it can be small. It doesn't have to be world changing things, but it helps to get yourself in a good mindset space. It helps to start releasing all of these incredible neurochemicals that are released in our body, serotonin, oxytocin, all of these good feeling chemicals that really help to start this reprogramming of your body and of your cells and of your DNA. So it's really important to be able to do that and to kind of get yourself set up for success and for momentum in the right direction throughout the day. So kind of thinking about, options for you, whether it's meditating, you could do guided meditation, or you could just kind of, sit in silence and just kind of try to, acknowledge your thoughts and just kind of see them kind of floating by. They're not you, they're thoughts, they're external. And really, journaling is another really good thing to do. So just kind of thinking about those things. I really love Hal Elrod's Miracle Morning. It was set yourself up for success. I think, own the first hour of your day basically, and it's the Lifesavers routine, and it is the S is for silence or meditation. The A is for affirmation. So really starting to repeat these success affirmations over and over in your mind. So you're again changing that inner dialogue and that inner critic that's, that negative Nancy, so to speak, in your mind, and replacing it with thoughts that support you and support your vision for your life. The next piece is visualization. So again, you could do a guided visualization, or you can even write out your visualization. For a lot of my students and people in my community, sometimes visualization can be hard because your brain is kind of going. And that's why it's important to really do it like first thing in the day before you really get into that active thinking process. But you can do writing visualization, where you just take out a notebook and you write down your vision for yourself and for your future. And that really helps to kind of imprint it into your psyche as well, and to kind of give that operating system, that roadmap, that blueprint for, that guidance it's going to take you on to be able to achieve those goals. And then the next piece of it is to exercise. So this is where you're going to incorporate in your daily success habits exercise and movement. So I don't care, like when I was first going through my health journey, like if I just walked to the mailbox, like I'm not kidding, I'm not exaggerating either. It was like a struggle to just walk. Everything hurt. I can't even begin to describe you the discomfort. But I just knew that if I could see myself and start envisioning myself as a walker, I would become a walker. I believed that. And I believed that it was the key to my success, because you are the sum of your habits, right? So I knew, like, if I just went through the motions and, laid out my clothes the night before and put my shoes on and, put my workout gear on in the morning and prioritize that I was setting myself up for success. So before I knew it, I could make it down to the corner, in my neighborhood, and then I could make it, 2 streets, and then I could make it a block. And now I can easily walk a mile and a half, and, without it even thinking, and with a dog, with our 60-pound dog, who is like, strong and challenged on her own to be able to walk. So start with baby steps, right? Start with baby steps. It could be also another thing I love to do is dancing or yoga. So it could be something as simple as turning on your favorite music and just like, have a little dance party in your bedroom or something, or, turning on your favorite YouTube video for a yoga practice, or hitting the gym, like go and lift some weights, or a combination of it all. It doesn't have to be the same routine every single day. A lot of people like a lot of different variety. And the point is that you're doing something that is paying into that health goal that you have for yourself, and it is transforming you. And it is these daily success habits that are setting you up for success and for giving you, again, those neurochemicals that are released into your body when you are exercising, and it's strengthening your overall endurance and conditioning and making you stronger. Which is going to dive into when we're talking about strength. Let me know if is this something you're liking, this topic, a little bit different, more casual conversation. Let me know. And I thank you for those of you that are tuning in so far. Let's check in the time. We're at 35 minutes. Okay, so I'll wrap it up. I can be long-winded. So step 3 is about choosing your pain wisely. Kind of like what I talked about in the beginning of this video. I want you to reflect on the discomforts of discipline, such as investing time and energy and effort into your growth, and consider the consequences of inaction and how you may regret it later. And not only consider the consequences of inaction, but I want you to also consider the hidden benefits of inaction. What are the hidden gains? Because there's a reason, when we think about procrastination, I can procrastinate too, just like anybody else can, or get stuck in perfectionism or habits that don't serve me. Maybe it's, spending too long on Netflix or on social media or something like that, which can be the reward. But where are you taking the reward before taking the action? What are the benefits that you're getting out of staying stuck? And, the first time I ever heard that concept, it really hit and I always get hit in my solar plexus when I know something really resonates with me. It's kind of thinking about, where are you noticing that in your body, that discomfort in your body, but thinking about what those hidden gains are of staying stuck, of saying, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, well, let me go vacuum the house, or maybe let me go clean out the refrigerator or whatever. You're doing busy work. Yes, it's something that, maybe ultimately needs to be done. But did it need to be done, if you kind of think about a gas tank and, you only have so much fuel in the tank that can only get you so many miles. That's kind of how we are as humans. We only have so much energy reserve in the tank. And so if you're spending all of your energy reserves doing all of these other busy work, and then in the light of, I'm taking action, I'm working all the time, I'm doing all of these actions. Well, are these actions that you're taking really paying into what you said was your ultimate goal? And so when I looked at that, I'm like, oof, that kind of stung for me. I had to really look at, what are the hidden benefits of that? Why am I doing that? Why am I choosing? Because at the end of the day, ultimately, I was making that choice to do the busy work versus the task that would ultimately help me to be able to create, launch, and scale an online course and coaching program. It was because I was hiding, and there was a deeper belief underneath all of that, that the more clients I got, the busier I got, that it was going to equal burnout. Yeah. So that was a really eye-opener for me, that I was afraid that ultimately I was going to take on so much work that I was going to end up burnt out and overwhelmed and sick again. So not even really thinking about that, unconsciously, I was making choices that paid into my body's way of trying to have self-preservation and protect myself from perceived danger. And maybe you have this, and maybe this is triggering you, and you're kind of feeling some kind of way about what I'm saying right now. But yeah, I could feel the tears welling up in me now. It was real. And I didn't even realize that was what was happening for the longest time. I did not realize, why I wasn't showing up, why I wasn't, going live when I said I was going to go live, why I wasn't, creating the course when I said I was going to create the course, why I wasn't living up to my full potential, when I knew, in the past, I was always, in my corporate career, I was always at the top of my field, and I was an annual award winner year after year for the performance of my, that I did, as well as the performance of my teams that I was responsible for. Like, why wasn't I showing up like that? You know what I mean? Like, why couldn't I do that for myself as an entrepreneur? And what I came to finally realize after going through this work and really, sitting with that emotion and asking myself some of these hard questions, it was self-preservation, because deep at the root of this was this belief that hard work equaled burnout, that success in my business equaled burnout. And that is not the truth, because I can choose to believe now that, back then I was not prioritizing my health. I was not prioritizing my relationships. There were a lot of things that I prioritized: business, I prioritized work. And ultimately, underneath all of that was this belief that in order to be loved, to be accepted, to be approved of, that meant I had to work really hard and be the best. And that was not that other people were treating me that way. That was my own inner belief that needed to really be shifted for me, is that I was looking for my worth externally. And I thought in order to be worthy of people's love that I had to work for it. And so a lot can go into that, a lot of videos. And if you want to have some more training around that and how I really, came to that realization and how I shifted that, then let me know in the comments below and we can do some more training about that. But ultimately, through that, it's important to understand, again, what those hidden benefits are of staying stuck in that inaction, of why you're not taking the action to achieve the goals and desires that you set out for yourself. And that from that, then deciding which pain you're going to choose. Are you going to choose the pain of discipline? Kind of thinking about, like, if your goal is to get fit and be able to bench press a certain amount of weight or squat a certain amount of weight or so forth. If you think about an athlete, you work to the point of failure. Like, you want to fatigue that muscle when you are working out and you're trying to get to that next level of strength. Our goal is to break that muscle down and to push it to failure. We chase failure in order to have the gain, right? Because if we don't, you're never going to push through that threshold and be able to lift more weight. So thinking about that same principle applies in anything in life. You want to chase that failure. You want to chase that breakdown, because that breakdown is how you break through. So we can either choose to sit on the couch and skip the gym today and skip the gym tomorrow and keep skipping it and not be able to achieve our weight loss and fitness and goals, aka whatever the category is that you've chosen that particular goal for. Or we can choose, which creates its own pain, because we're letting ourselves down. We're letting ourselves down because we're not going after doing the things that we said we want to do. And maybe, it gets to be swimsuit season or whatever, and you can't fit in the swimsuit, or you're still wanting to hide your body because you didn't lose the weight, or you can't fit in the jeans, or, you haven't kicked whatever that habit is that you want to kick. That's a pain, right? And it's a pain that can compound over time because it can lead into other chronic health issues. Or we can choose the pain of showing up, putting those shoes on, showing up, doing the work, going to the gym, lifting the weight, breaking the muscle down, having that soreness to be able to get to that next level. So decide today which pain you're going to choose. Is it going to be the pain of discipline or the pain of regret? The next step I have for you is a method of prioritizing so once you've identified what your goals are, you have your list of action steps. You want to prioritize which order to do things. And again, if we only have a limited amount of time, space, energy, all of that to be able to do this, we want to make sure that we are prioritizing what we said was important, right? So is it important, like, to use my example of like go vacuum or clean house or do all these things that needed to be done. But by the time I was done with all that, I was tired. And then you need a nap. And then like there's less time to be able to work on building that business. So what we do is there's a method called the Moscow method. And this is where you are looking at your list of activities that you prioritize that, kind of pay into achieving your goals. And you look at prioritizing what are the categories for the must have completed these particular tasks, should have complete these particular tasks, could have or won't have, right? So focus on those tasks to ensure the essential tasks are prioritized. So look at that list that you've created for yourself and ask yourself, like, what are the 3 things if I can't get anything else done today, what are the top 3 things that I must have completed by the end of the day? They're non-negotiable. These are like, how do you eat an elephant? You eat an elephant one bite at a time. These are the biggest things, the most things that, require the biggest energy from you, right? Because if you only have so much energy, that's why we talk a lot about energetics in my business, and Signature Course Launch System is a program that I have that walks you through all of the steps to be able to build, launch, and scale your online courses and coaching programs. We talk a lot about energy and a lot about like how to really prioritize what is important and making sure that you're focusing on those revenue generating activities first, while your mindset, this is why we started this video talking about mindset and goals, why that is at peak performance and getting that done first, because then everything else is cake, right? You've set yourself up for success for the rest of the day. And then the next piece is looking at those should have and could have tasks to help you to identify what's important for the day, what's important for the week, and to be able to adjust as needed. And then also have those things that you won't do. What are you not going to do today? Because it is not the priority, right? So being very clear about that for me today, the top priorities were to go live, to produce this content, to produce this video and connect with my audience. That is the most important thing to be able to do. And not only that, but this video, when you create content for YouTube, then it has a life that never ends, right? You can continue to repurpose that content, today, tomorrow, and years to come. So it is an asset in my business, and it helps my community. It helps to be able to build relationships and be able to not only attract people that are the sole clients for me, but be able to nurture you as well as help you to guide you towards that next step of working with me in my paid containers and my paid programs. So it is a foundational task. It also is a high energy task because I need to be at the top of my game to be able to show up for this and to have the energy and the right mindset. So it is a very high energy task for me to not only, create the outline for the content that I'm going to create, but also to really show up in my power and deliver valuable content for you. So thinking about that for you, the other step for me is also making sure I am creating and scheduling email content and nurturing my email community. I have a very thriving email community of almost 2,000 members that are on my list now, so to speak, or in my email community family. So really prioritizing those relationships and nurturing and providing value to my members on my email list. If you want to join my email community, I give you all kinds of resources. Check the description box below for the link. You can grab the Course Creator Planner, the Ultimate Course Creation Planner, and that will be a free gift for you. And it walks you through step by step of how to be able to create, launch, and sell online courses and coaching programs. And it puts you on my email list so you can receive incredible content from me on an ongoing basis with lots of different tools and tips and resources and trainings just like this to help you be able to set up a successful and profitable and sustainable online course and coaching business. So I really prioritize that list as well as social media content and attracting, nurturing, and converting my clients on social media. So those are 3 real important tasks for me as a business owner and as a course creator and coach, as well as, anybody that is in the realm of doing that. those are revenue generating activities that you want to be making sure that you are creating valuable pieces of content and assets in your business to attract, nurture, and convert your ideal clients, as well as, you know, when you're working with students and making sure that you are helping your students step by step through that transformation. So supporting your clients every step of the way is super important. So think about that for you and use that Moscow method. It's MO, which are your must have, SO or SC. So it's Moscow, like MOSCOW. So it's your must have, your should have, your could have, and your won't have. So it's important to know the things that you're also not going to prioritize today. So you remind yourself, oh yeah, what did I say at the beginning of the day? I said, that's not my priority. Here's my must have. If I do nothing else today, what are those top 3 things that I can do today that are going to set me myself up for success going forward? And then the next step I have for you is to take action towards your dreams. So commit to taking one small action today that aligns with your goals. So outline those steps, create your blueprint for success, and set a deadline for those action steps for yourself to be able to create urgency and accountability. You know, one thing I look at as we're just coming off the Christmas holidays is every single day I had a huge task list of things that needed to happen, not only in my business, but in my personal life, from all of the Christmas shopping and all of the different events that we had, from, you know, baking day to different celebrations at different people's homes to celebrate the holidays, as well as wrapping all of the gifts and, you know, doing all the cleanup and the decorating. Like, there's a million things that we do as parents, as humans, to be able to make Christmas very special, especially if you're a mom or a dad. There's so many other things that, you know, you make the magic for your families and being able to, you know, make it really special for your family. So there's so many things. And, you know, I kind of look at like, well, why was I able to check off so much, so many tasks in a short period of time, and have time to prioritize work and have time to prioritize relationships? And it really comes to having deadlines, right? So it's having that blueprint and having that deadline that it's non-negotiable, that by X time, these things need to be done. That really helps to help you not only to prioritize, but help you to, again, prioritize what you're not going to do, and also to not dilly-dally in getting them done because you know that you have a deadline. So the next thing I have for you is common pitfalls. So I also want you to take a look at some challenges that you might face, such as procrastination or perfectionism. It's really, really important to kind of identify those things and kind of know in advance what those like roadblocks are, or what those lack of success, non-successful habits that are those sneaky things that kind of get in your way. Like, again, like if you just even use like, oh, I need to vacuum this, or I need to clean that, that is a procrastination habit. So thinking about that for you, or perfectionism habit, like, oh no, I need to make sure like I change. I'm still in my gym clothes. So thinking about like that could be something, oh, now I need to go like, you know, make sure my hair is right, or pick the perfect outfit, or wait for the perfect lighting. Like, there's so many things that we do, and it's, you know, to try to make quality content, if you just use that as an example, but it's really hidden under perfectionism, right? It's trying to make sure, I think I just lost my camera. It's funny, the camera went off, but trying to make sure everything is perfect before you can show up. And that is a form of perfectionism. So understanding what those kind of sneaky habits are that are keeping you from realizing your dreams and your goals is really important. And then develop strategies to be able to overcome these challenges. So whether it's setting timers, there's a thing, that we know that we can undergo. It's kind of like creating a diamond. A diamond is best formed under pressure, right? So it's knowing, my camera still, let me know if you can still hear me and see me okay. But knowing that, we can really psych ourselves up for thinking that we can do something for short periods of time. So that's another hack that I like to do, like It's kind of like even thinking about like, oh, if I'm going to go on a walk, like I can do that for like 10 minutes. What's 10 minutes? Like, or 20 or 30, whatever that time frame is. When you're starting, start small. And it's a hack to be able to get your brain into momentum, thinking, if I could just do this for 10 minutes, then, that would be a huge win for me. And I knew I showed up for myself today and followed through on the commitment that I made to myself. And I can take that win and I can celebrate those baby steps, right? So thinking about that, because what typically happens is once you start doing it, like even, myself hacking myself to do this training today, I'm like, oh, I can do it for, 10 minutes, just go live for 10 minutes. And here we are an hour later. You get into momentum and you get into, that passion and purpose and fuel and all of those good hormones that are circulating through your body that, tell your brain that you want to do this. And then once you get into momentum, your body does everything it needs to do to be able to support the outcome, right? So get into momentum, give yourself some timers, to set yourself up. Just do it for 10 minutes, whatever that time frame is. And then maybe the next time you push it to 15, and then the next time you push it to 20. And then that's how you will start to build endurance and get stronger and really showing your mind, your operating system that, here are the pitfalls that I've been able to acknowledge and identify. And here are the workarounds that I'm going to be able to do, even example of writing content, allowing yourself just 30 minutes a day to write one piece of content and celebrating that, and not just writing it, but scheduling it, get it out there in the world and let that be enough. And then also the other mindset shift here that I have for you is the importance of adopting a growth mindset and viewing and reframing the failures, the perceived failures, as learning opportunities. Back to what I was talking about, like when you are working out, we work out muscle to fatigue, to failure, because that's when we know we finally broke it down. And getting it to fatigue and failure means that the next time our body's going to get a little bit stronger and it's going to be able to lift another 5 pounds, 10 pounds, and so forth, because we keep building up that resistance. We keep strengthening, breaking down that muscle to failure and strengthening it over time. And that's what you want to kind of think about. So you want to think about looking at that and reframing that failure. If you hadn't taken the chance, if you had not taken the shot, even basketball, think about the hundreds and thousands of shots that are missed to be able to have the success in making those shots and making those baskets, right? So thinking about those as learning opportunities and encouraging the self-compassion and reminding yourself that growth takes time. You don't create $1 million business overnight. It takes time, right? And that's the beauty of it. And remembering to celebrate the success along the way. Don't wait till you've created the $1 million business to celebrate the success. Celebrate the success every single day, and it sets you up for more and more success. Practice positive affirmations daily to reinforce that success mindset, that you can do it, that you are a winner, that your higher self, it's already done. And your higher self is there cheering you on. Come this way. Come this way. We've got this. We've got this. This is your destiny. This is what you have been designed for and gifted with. You have been called to serve your soul clients. You've been given gifts, talents, and expertise and experiences for a reason. And you're on the other side, and your soul clients need you, and they need your gifts. They need your support. Then after all of this, I want you to daily troubleshoot and look at what you have gone through, your execution plan, and debrief it. So understand what worked, what did go to plan, what didn't go to plan, reassess your goals, your strategies, really looking at, what got in the way, what worked, why did it work, what didn't work, what didn't work, why didn't it work, and then what is one thing we can improve upon tomorrow, right? It's just, we're one step away. Every single day we get a little bit better. We get a little bit better. But starting where we were with that hypothesis in the beginning, we had that hypothesis and that recipe for the perfect Christmas cookie, what worked and what didn't work. And even when I made the cookies, like I baked the first batch and we're looking at them like, they don't quite look the same as the picture. Well, why not? Well, I forgot to put in the chocolate chips. It had white chocolate chips in it, candy cane, crushed candy canes, and chocolate chips. And also it had sprinkles. It was supposed to have sprinkles anyway. I forgot. That's okay, because I got another chance to go back and create another batch. So the second batch, I added in the chocolate chips. We put on the little decorations, the like sprinkles in the batter, like in the dough, pushed them in so they would stay in the cookie and not melt on the pan. And the next batch came out even better. So that's what you want to do for business. That's what you want to do for your goals, is you want to assess what worked, what didn't work, and why didn't it, and make those little tweaks along the way. And you continue to get better and better. So ask yourself those questions. Be willing to evaluate your progress, to be honest with yourself, to do that, give yourself that time of self-reflection, because that is going to give you the opportunity, that's going to give you the answers to make those improvements based on your own performance, right? And if you need guidance, you need support, hire a mentor, work with me. I would love to have you in the Signature Course Launch System or Course Creators Academy. I have 3 different programs: Course Creators Academy, Course Launch Mastery Society, and Signature Course Launch System. So I have spots for wherever you are in your journey. I also have a free course, a 5-day free course, the Signature System Blueprint. Love to have you inside of that if you're just wanting to get a taste on creating your signature system. So how to turn that expertise into a signature system that you can then take and create a business that has multiple products and services, so you can scale your business and serve your communities at any level. I have that program available for you too. So I will drop all of those down below for you. So I want to just kind of wrap up today. Did you find this training helpful? Let me know in the comments below. Is there anything in particular you would like me to dive into in more depth? Drop all of that below. I read all of my comments and respond to you. So I want to hear from you. I want to hear what resonated. If you want shorter videos, longer videos, like, it doesn't matter. Give me your feedback so I can continue to do that daily reflection and improvement and be able to serve you at the best of my ability. So remembering, you want to start off, where we kind of recapping our steps today, with starting off with, reflection of 2024, what went well, what didn't go well, what did you achieve, not achieve, and why, and determining what you want to be celebrating this year, next year, in 2025. So thinking about those big goals, what is one thing that you would really be excited to be sharing with your family members over Christmas dinner next year, and celebrating that success. And then thinking about, again, we were talking about 3 goals. So do you have a goal in your health area to improve your health, your wealth area? So this is maybe making more money, maybe leaving your 9-to-5 and creating a business of your own. Maybe it's to, pay off certain debts or buy a house, kind of thinking about what those goals are in the wealth category. And then the 3rd category was relationships. So thinking about, are there particular relationships that you want to improve? Maybe you want to work on your marriage. Maybe you want to, start dating. Maybe you need to work on relationships with family members and so forth. And then step 2 was to create your blueprint. So we talked about, once we had that, we had those goals, then taking and creating a blueprint and that hypothesis of the necessary steps and actions to be able to take to accomplishing those particular goals. The next piece was developing your daily habits of success. So kind of thinking about those routines of visualization, affirmations, meditation, working out. So giving yourself 20 to 30 minutes of daily physical activity, building that into your schedule, making that a reward. I'm taking my walk after this video today. So that is my reward for doing the thing that required the most energy for me. And that will also be something that I can celebrate, because I know the hardest part is done. And, say hard, it's just the most energy consuming activity for me to be able to go live. But it's also the highest point of connection I can have with you outside of seeing you in person, right? So I absolutely love that we have this opportunity to be able to connect with each other over the internet all over the world. It's incredible. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, Facebook. Thank you, StreamYard, as I'm streaming from StreamYard. So, in making sure you're incorporating 20 minutes of activity and dedicating time every single day. We didn't talk about this, but you're doing it if you're watching this video, but dedicating time every single day to learn something new related to your craft. So, if you're looking to build, grow, and scale an online coaching business, online courses, then you want to make sure that you're reading books, or you're listening to podcasts, or you're watching YouTube videos, or you're inside my courses and you're learning the content and implementing what you're learning every single day. The next thing I had for you is choosing your pain wisely. So remembering there's discomfort in discipline, and there's also discomfort in staying stuck. So choose your pain wisely, because you're choosing, right? We're all making choices all day long. Make sure that those choices are choosing what's going to create the life that you really desire. And then we talked about prioritizing. So we talked about prioritizing and using the Moscow method to prioritize your task for the day. So breaking those up into 4 quadrants: what you must have complete, what you should have completed, what you could have completed, and what you won't have completed by the end of the day. Make sure that you prioritize that, and you eat the elephant first, like take one bite at a time and do the hardest thing first, the highest energy task, get those done and off your schedule, and everything else is like a piece of cake. It's much easier once you've done that, and making sure that you are celebrating every step along the way. Take action is the next step. So now that you've prioritized those particular tasks using the Moscow method, take action towards your dreams. So commit to taking that small daily action that's going to align with your ultimate goals for creating your online business, for creating the health that you want or the relationships, and make sure that you set aside a deadline to be able to create urgency. Join my community, the Signature System Blueprint community as well, if you would like some accountability with that, so we can help to hold you accountable. Share your goals with us. We would love to share them below this video. Let us help sorry, my phone keeps dropping. Let us help hold you accountable. Together we can do this. And then common pitfalls, making sure that you're understanding what's getting in the way and what those habits are that are helping you to stay stuck in procrastination or perfectionism, as an example. So develop, once you've identified those, develop some strategies to be able to overcome them. We kind of talked about using timers, even like setting out your clothing and, getting dressed the first thing, like going ahead and doing those small action steps ahead of time that help to build that success momentum and get you in the mindset for that. And then we talked about the mindset shift. So really adopting a mindset of growth and reframing those failures as learning opportunities. If you didn't take the action, you wouldn't have had the failure. Every failure gets you one step closer to realizing the dreams. Kind of thinking about even like, the invention of the light bulb, how many failures were experienced before actually nailing the light bulb, and it's that failure that strengthens you. It's breaking that muscle down over and over and over that helps you to build the strength, the endurance, the fit body. So thinking about that for your business and continuing to do that over time. And then the last piece is making sure that you're going through your time of reviewing and troubleshooting. So have that time every single day to review, reflect, so you can test and tweak and rinse and repeat. So you want to understand what worked, what didn't work in accordance with your goals. So always keeping your goal, that is the North Star. So always keeping that North Star in mind, and how much progress did we make towards achieving that goal today? Did we not do what we said that we were going to do? When we did the Moscow prioritization, did we follow through on what we said we should and must have done? Why not? Why not? And how can we make it a priority the next time? The next time we go up to bat, the next day. So how can we reprioritize that? Getting that 1% better every single day is going to set you up for success. So your homework here, should you choose to step up and take the aligned action here, is for you to write down your top 3 specific goals for 2025. And then I want you to then identify one daily habit that you can commit to starting today that's going to help you step into that success version of yourself for 2025 that's already achieved the goal. So one small thing, again, is even like the example of setting out my workout clothes the night before, because I know that, I have prioritized health. And I've said that walking every single day helps me to prioritize health, reduce pain and inflammation in my body, make me stronger. All of the things helps my mental mindset, all of those things. So I start the night before. That's a big key. We'll talk about that in another video. But setting yourself up for success the night before is really, really key. So share your homework down in the comments below. Share over in the Facebook group, Signature System Community Blueprint. We love to support you and help you every step of the way. If there's any questions you have for me, go ahead and drop them down below this video now, and I will check the video. All right, if you're watching this on the replay, you can go ahead and give me a hashtag replay as well and drop the questions down below as well at any other given time. And also, if you would like more step-by-step support in being able to create, launch, and sell your online courses and coaching programs in 2025, I'd love to invite you to check out my programs and services. The Signature Course Launch System is officially open for enrollment. So if you're at all looking for support right now, go ahead and check that out. I also have spots open in Course Creators Academy. So that is my monthly membership program that teaches you how to design, develop, and deliver online courses. So if that's at all something you're interested in, I will drop all the links in the description box below for you to check those out. We would love to have you inside. And right now, the Signature Course Launch System is actually on early bird, so it's in its beta round. So there are special pricing for this. Prices are going to be going up in January or 2025. So you can get in right now and secure your spot for a one-time investment of $777, three monthly payments of $297, or 12 monthly investments of $97 a month. So that is it's got 12 different step-by-step modules for you, all the tips, tools, resources to be able to help support you with implementing every step along the way, as well as a private community that supports you with weekly live Q&A calls and coaching hot seat calls, just like what we have gone through today. So there's tons of ways to get support. If you like my vibe, you like this energy, you like the value that I provide, then don't hesitate to check that out. If you have any questions, drop them below and I will connect with you over there soon. So thank you so much for sticking with me to the end if you made it this far, and I look forward to seeing you in our next live. Bye for now. Have a great day.